Before I was an insurance agent, I was a nurse. I have a bachelor's degree in nursing from the University of Texas at Arlington. I worked on medical surgical units. I was an emergency room nurse at Parkland, a supervisor of a nursing home, and me and my husband owned a home health agency. We do still need to take care of our bodies. We need to make sure that we're eating right, that we're getting enough exercise, getting enough sleep, and that when we go out in public, well, we need to be at home as much as possible. We need to listen to what the authorities are saying. They are telling us the right things to do. So stay at home. If you have to go out, if you got to get groceries or food, or anything like that, make sure that you do wear a mask. Now, I made a material mask. I just sewed some material together, stitched some elastic on it, and it works really well. We don't need to be using the mask that the medical people need. That's not necessary for just the general public. Material, cotton material is fine. And even like the CDC said, you can just use a bandana and just tie it around the back of your head. That's fine. Um, People laughed at that, but it's not good for the medical people because they're assaulted by those germs all day long. But for the average person, the public, the general public, just going to Walmart or something like that, a bandana is fine. Also, I would put on some gloves. If you have like the kitchen gloves that you wash the dishes with, you don't have to have disposable gloves. Or if you have gloves, even beauty supply gloves or something like that, you wear those. And then when you come home, wash them real good with some hot soap and water. Put some glasses on. You don't need goggles, but glasses like this, reading glasses or sunglasses or something like that. And mostly all those things are just there to teach you to keep your hands off your face. And when you have your glasses on, you're less likely to wipe your eye. And that's a lot of time how viruses can get into your eye by just your hand, you run your hand and you wipe it, or you wipe your nose or something like that and it'll get into your nose. So when you have your gloves on, when you're putting on your face, it makes you think, oh, I don't want to touch my face with the glove. And then when you have your goggles on, it makes you think that too. And when you have a mask on, of course, it makes you think that too. And so since of this COVID is airborne, and so most of the time it's going to come in through your nose. So that's why you want to wear the mask. Occasionally it could come into the mouth, but most of the time you're going to get it through the nose. So we just need to make sure that we're paying attention to those physical things like this, the physical barriers, and then the inside physical things too, that we're eating right, exercising, sleeping, not stressing. So when I think of what's going on with this pandemic right now, I think of the earth as the patient. The earth is sick. Scientists have actually been telling us that for quite some time now, that the global warming was causing the earth to be sick. We have an excess of CO2 in the atmosphere, which makes it harder for the earth to breathe. When you go to the doctor and they put that little device on your finger, they're measuring your oxygen saturation rate. And if it's too low, then it means your CO2, carbon dioxide, is too high, and that's what causes the shortness of breath. So when the scientists have been measuring the CO2 in the atmosphere, that's what they're measuring, that the oxygen is too low and the CO2 is too high. And also the earth has been having fevers. If we think about all the wildfires that's been going on in different places in the world, like Australia, California, examples of fevers. If we think of chills, unusual earthquakes, the quaking, the chills that happen, even in places like Texas, that there shouldn't be earthquakes. So the same signs and symptoms that they tell us that the COVID virus is manifesting in people, the earth is manifesting those symptoms too. We got difficulty breathing, we got the fever, we got the chills. And so one of the things that we can do with our mind is to stop worrying. Stop worrying so much about what's going on outside right now. The things that we need to be concentrating on, just like when you're sick, when you've been taken out of that world and you've been put on bed rest, because everything just needs to stop. You just need to rest. So that's the first thing. That's the physical thing part, actually. We just need to rest, okay? And then we treat symptoms. So, like if you have a viral infection, you're going to have like a runny nose or a cough, or you're going to just take the over-the-counter medicines to treat those symptoms. So in the mind part of it, what we can do that's going to actually affect our spirit too, is that we can begin to calm down, not worry. I'm not supposed to be working so much in the physical world, but I need to take time for me, my family, maybe even to learn some new things, things that are fun to do that you like to do. But also, as we come out of this Sabbath rest, the earth has been sick, so our patient's been sick, so we're going to have to do some new things as we come out in order to once we get healthy to maintain that health. And so a lot of people have already been talking about what we need to do. And maybe we need to build that green economy that somehow keeps the earth from getting sick so much. And also, we need to build our spiritual health. But whatever those things are that's been lacking in your life, and you're the only one that really knows really what's lacking, build that. You have time now. You have time, even if it's just a little bit each day. Just make a commitment to build on that. And I guarantee you, if you start, God will provide. If you do the things that you need to do, to do the right things that God has called you to do. And we all know that. We really don't need anybody else to tell us what those things are. They can kind of guess at it. They can kind of say general things, but you already know. God has already given it to you. He already know what you need to be doing. Start doing that. Build on that, and the provision's going to be there.